Run Junkies, what a roller coaster of a ride we've had in the last few days, huh? Yeah. Hey, I had something completely different to bring you guys this week, but instead I'm going to break down the recent news, give you a few thoughts and feelings, and tell you what I'm going to do about it. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, but the overall news out of Disney is absolutely huge. First up, Thursday night, we received news of all kinds of new titles coming to the Disney Plus streaming service. And coming hot on the heels of that news, unfortunately, Friday morning, in fact, this was just mere hours ago, I'm recording this on Friday afternoon, Star Wars Rival Run got converted to virtual. Am I surprised by it? No, not really surprised in the least, because the writing was on the wall, right? Bigger events in that spring time frame, bigger races had been postponed or gone virtual. For example, Boston Marathon, London Marathon both take place in April, and they got pushed to at least the fall, if not later. Boston still doesn't have a confirmed date. And Gasparilla, which is an event that happens in February in Tampa, Florida, got pushed back to May. Add to that, there was a recent Run Disney Star Wars merchandise drop over on Shop Disney. Now, that felt a little forced, but if I squint and tilt my head a little bit, I can say, well, okay, it is the holidays, you've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales coming up, so maybe that makes sense. I could make that make sense in my own headcanon. It just felt like a new move on Shop Disney's part. Now, to be clear, I snapped up as much of that stuff as I could, and stay tuned. Please subscribe, because I'm going to be unboxing that stuff right here. I spent some birthday money. So in the middle of all of these little kind of hints and challenges coming up, and if you were really paying attention, you would have seen this coming, but then you started to see the posts all over social media. Do you think Star Wars Rival Run is going to happen? I personally don't like to speculate on a lot of those posts, because I don't like to operate without a lot of facts. So now that we have those facts, let's move on. Next up, am I disappointed? Well, of course I am. Honestly, I am pretty disappointed. Kind of sad. I went through, you know, a few moments today where I was really upset, and then I'm like, well, but I knew this was going to happen. I'm not nearly as upset as I was earlier this year when the Star Wars Rival Run in April was outright canceled. At least this time around, the blow was softened because I knew there was going to be a virtual option. They had set that precedent already with Wine and Dine and Marathon Weekend. So does that feel a little early for an announcement? Maybe. It's still 5 months out. I've started training, and actually the Jeff Galloway training plan would have started this week as well. So I think it was very fair on Run Disney's part to make that announcement sooner rather than make us wait on it, because instead of getting too deep into training, now we So yeah, disappointed, not surprised. Disappointed is actually putting a really nice face on it, but now I want to talk about all the great things from the Disney Plus side of things, because all of these announcements softened the blow for me. That's just what I'm gonna say. So many great things for Star Wars fans, and I have a lot of thoughts and feelings around all of these, none of which I am going to get into here. So just note that I am excited. Let's just say I spent a lot of time last night watching sizzle reels for all of these upcoming Star Wars franchises and series and things on Disney Plus, and let's just say I'm really excited to see the Star Wars universe expand into other characters and kind of intriguing stories that we haven't yet seen. We've only glimpsed in other media. But let's go back to the Run Disney announcement. What does this mean for me and my plans? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm taking the virtual option. I'm still going to run all of these distances, all of these events, and I'm going to run them on property if I can. I'm still going to train for this event. This is my motivation. This is my reason to get up and do something good for myself every single day. This is my hope. I said last week in the first episode of this training series that I was going to run these events no matter what decision came down from Run Disney, and I stand by that. As part of the announcement, we got the metal themes as well, and frankly, I'm really excited for this. Maybe I'm in the minority here because a lot of people are annoyed that they recycled the themes from the 2020 canceled races. Honestly, I'm really happy that we have another chance to earn those medals that we missed out on this year. I love the shirt designs. I love the theming. Honestly, that Ahsoka medal, I would run all of those distances just for that one. Now, one thing I noticed when I was looking at the medal themes and how they were gonna look, I noticed that the Chewbacca virtual half was missing. Obviously, that came out earlier this year. That was an earn for the Kessel run for this year. However, since that came out already, they're probably not gonna do a virtual half. If I were to guess, they're not gonna do the virtual half, because they're all virtual now, along the theme of that Chewbacca medal. I think they're just gonna leave it as is. And what I'm probably gonna do in the spirit of that coast to coast format, I'm probably going to add in a virtual half on my own so I can feel like I earned that Kessel run. Now, there's a lot of speculation as to whether or not this is going to be the last Star Wars event. The wording in the blog post, which I'm going to leave a link to in the description, you can read it for yourself and decide what you think it means, has people, frankly, freaking out. Now, what do I think? It doesn't matter, because all I would be doing is speculating, and speculating is just that, it's just guessing. And I'm not going to pull apart the wording of this blog post just so I can try to see the future. If this is the last Star Wars event, then yeah, that sucks. I will be very disappointed by that. But if it's not, if it's a Star Wars re-theme to move out of the cinematic saga, the Skywalker saga, and include things like The Mandalorian and Rebels and Squadrons and Andor and all of these other things, then yeah, I'm all for that. We just have to wait and see what happens. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I know a lot of us are disappointed, and we're all wondering what's going to happen with Run Disney events in the future. Like, what's going to happen with Wine and Dine in 2021? Is there even going to be a Star Wars event in 2022? What about Marathon Weekend? What about every Run Disney event for all time? Are we done? I mean, there's a lot of speculation and fear over whether or not these things are still going to be there. Again, I'm not going to sit here and speculate. I, for one, am taking this announcement one run, 1 week, 1 race weekend at a time. I'm just not going to put my money on anything in 2021, but that does not mean I'm slowing down. Look, this is a time when we don't know what the world is going to look like tomorrow, let alone a year down the line. So right now, I'm choosing hope. I'm choosing the positive, and this is what it looks like for me. I'm running these events anyway. I'm training for these events anyway. I'm taking it one run, one step at a time, and I'm going to take the next step and the next and on until the day is won. That is what this looks like. I'm not quitting just because another race got canceled. You can't stop me. So I got all that off my chest. I feel better, thank you. So next week I'm going to show you what that looks like. I was going to tell you about my training plan this week, but obviously this felt like it needed to be said. I'm going to tell you about my training plan and what I'm going to be doing for the next 18 weeks of this training cycle. And I promise next week it is going to look more like a weekend update. But frankly, this last week of training, I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't want to share it. There was nothing fantastic about it. So this felt more important. Look, we're all going to make our own choices on this. Some of us are going to go virtual. Some of us are going to get a full refund. Some of us are going to do something in between. And that's okay, because no matter what choice you make, if it's the right one for you, then it's the right choice. The right choice for me is to take this virtual and go as far with it as I can. So I hope you continue to follow me on my journey, no matter where you are in yours, and I hope you continue to find inspiration here. For those of you registered for Star Wars Rival Run, I'm sorry, that was a blow, yet another one. And in a year of blow after blow like this, it does feel like we're running out of hope. It feels like another defeat, but I do believe that somewhere, somehow, sometime, and hopefully soon, we will be running together again. But before I go, what are your plans now that Star Wars Rival Run is canceled? If you registered for it, what are you going to do? And what was your favorite announcement coming out of Disney Plus? Please leave thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends. Until next time, thanks for watching. May the Force be with us. Happy running.